What's good, YouTube? Today, I have to address a kind of more serious topic. I know you guys usually see me and I'm really hyper and I'm really active in my videos, but today it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to hit y'all with kind of like a story time slash exposing the biggest PDF files on Twitch. Now, listen. Bear with me, guys. I do not make YouTube videos. You guys know I'm a streamer. I didn't do this on stream because I knew I'd be stuttering and thinking and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to run through it on stream and be looking stupid. And I also want to pull up receipts to show you guys and shit like that. Alright, so before we even get into exposing how I found out that my homeboys were PDFs, we gotta kind of go through the backstory of how I found this out, bro. So you guys are gonna have to get the story time and a little bit of backstory before I tell y'all how I found out what I found out. Alright, so listen, I didn't really want to bring this to the net because this is kind of like an old story. I haven't been friends with these guys for a minute. However, somebody from their chat came into my chat and was accusing me of doing shit I didn't do that used to watch me and watch them as well. When I sparked on Twitch, he came into my chat talking shit, so I felt like they had maybe sent him to my chat. So now I'm going to be addressing everything. So before I dive in to exposing the biggest Preds on Twitch, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a backstory. Now, I don't remember exactly how it happened. I don't remember if it was through Twitch or playing Fortnite. It was one or the other. Me and another streamer, Welcome X, became friends. Shortly then after, we actually became very good friends. Besides just playing the game together or watching each other's streams, we'd be communicating offline. We would be playing the game offline. We would just be chilling and vibing like you do with your friends, right? He definitely supported me and I supported him likewise. And with that, obviously became communities being intertwined. So there was another streamer by the name of Icy Mentality that Welcome one day decided to introduce me to. So we became a trio, a little friend group, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We would play the game together, we would support each other's streams, we would stream together. And with this, obviously our communities all started to come together. So if I had a viewer in my chat, he would go show love to them and their viewers would come and show love to me, right? Stay with me now. I know it sounds like I'm just giving y'all a useless backstory, but it all ties into what I'm about to tell y'all boys, bro. And there was one viewer in our chat. Now, I'm not going to say the name of this viewer to protect their identity, but there was one viewer in our chat. And this is kind of how it all started. So I've known these two streamers, Icy and Welcome, for a long time. I'm talking about a few years, maybe 3-4 years, a very long period of time. And we're all friends. We're all online boys. I've never met these guys in my life. We've been chilling. We're cool. Everything's great. Until the downfall started to happen. So it all started when I decided to migrate to TikTok. And at the time, a game I was very interested in and very good at was Warzone. So I decided one day after opening TikTok and seeing a bunch of Warzone streamers that myself, I want to try streaming on TikTok. It looks way better to start off than it is on Twitch. And I wasn't having really a lot of momentum with my Twitch. Now keep in mind, me, Icy, and Welcome are all relatively small streamers. Keep in mind. So I start streaming Warzone on TikTok, and in a month or two, I gained a decent amount of followers. And per stream, I'm getting a decent amount of viewers, right? Keep in mind. Around this time, Welcome is talking about he doesn't feel like streaming is working out for him. He's been streaming and he's seeing no progress. Right? So after I'd stream, I'd hang out in VC with a bunch of other streamers from my chat and people I play the game with and just talk and vibe, right? For some reason, Welcome was getting upset. He said I never invite him to hang out and talk with them or play the game with them when I was with that group. And he said this, mind you, while he was on stream. And I said, bro, you are literally my boy. You can join whenever the fuck you want. You're welcome here, bro. You're welcome. You're welcome to be around us, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, he was a little bit awkward talking to new people or being in VCs with other people. His vibe just didn't mesh well with a lot of other people that I had around. It didn't mess. But anyways, so in the VC, it ends up being me patrolling and Welcome in a call that was locked. It was just us three, right? Mind you, I just said I was having a lot of success streaming Warzone on TikTok. Patrolling, I was kind of breaking it down to him because he wanted to start streaming on TikTok as well. So I said, Patrolling, this is what you should do. Patrolling said, well, what should I play? I said, I play Warzone. I don't know if you're interested in it. Patrolling said, I'm going to try Warzone. I'm going to stream it because I decently kind of like the game, whatever. I'm going to stream it and see what happens. Which, by the way, Patrolling ended up becoming decently successful on TikTok streaming Warzone. He built a community. He got bigger than I did streaming Warzone, right? Then here comes Welcome into the chat. And Welcome is talking about how he doesn't think streaming is working out for him. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know if it's worth it to still stream. He's not getting followers. He's not building a community. Whoop-de-doo, just complaining. So this is when I told, no, I fucked the story up, chat, a little bit. I fucked the story up a little bit, chat. I did fuck the story up a little bit. Actually, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure if I messed the story up, but I can't remember if by this time Patrolling was already bigger than me, or he was kind of just starting and he was a little bit smaller than me, but gaining. No, okay, yeah. I think Patrolling at this time was really gaining rapid success, very fast, streaming Warzone. I'm talking about more than myself already. He was very close to surpassing me already. I'm talking about Patrolling would be streaming Warzone, and he would have 125 viewers on average every time he streamed, right? Close to being bigger than me, but he's not yet bigger than me at this time. But that's not what matters. So, what happened was Welcome came to us because he had 8,000 followers on TikTok, but his TikTok was dead. So obviously me and Patrolling rapidly building our communities up and having a lot of engagement, having a lot of new followers, viewers on streams and whatever we did, we started asking Welcome, why don't you stream on TikTok? Why don't you try something new? He didn't like that very much. I guess he felt like we are kind of flexing, is the word, flexing on him. Right? We're having a genuine conversation with our homeboys. Well, Welcome. If you want to grow, like, this is what we're doing. It's working for us. Stream on TikTok, bro. Pick up a game that's popular, like, Fortnite, Warzone, something that will catch viewers' attentions, right? Now, the thing with Welcome is he's a streamer who likes to play a lot of those random games you would see on the market. A lot of shit like I'm not kidding, Bee Simulator, Train Simulator, Farming Simulator, some other like random indie game that you never heard of. And this is where the argument started. It wasn't really an argument in my opinion because it was really one-sided. We're just telling Welcome like, try it, try TikTok. Welcome comes and tells us to shut the fuck up. He has 8,000 followers and we will never be as big as him. We're never gonna touch 8,000 followers. All because we just gave him advice on what he should do to grow. We're telling him, even me myself, when I come into your streams, I don't want to see you playing Bee Simulator, gang. But I still come and chat and talk in your stream because you're my mans. But if I'm a random viewer, I don't want to come in and watch that shit, bro. Unless you're fucking Kai Cenat, we're trying to explain to him. You playing these games is not gonna help you grow. And we're explaining this, as homies. We're not even laughing at him. We're not joking. We're just having a normal conversation. And it turns into him starting to get disrespectful. Him telling us to shut the fuck up. We're only getting big because we're playing Warzone. We should play other games like Little Big Planet, Bee Simulator, and some more shit. Niggas trying to tell us that basically our success wasn't deserved. Flexing 8,000 followers on us. I recently, I think, hit like 1,000 to 2,000 followers, but it was in a very short time. Along with Patrolling was probably at around the same. We were baffled, bro. We were baffled, my nigga. Like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? He started getting disrespectful, calling us names, cussing at us. Over us, like, not even no troll, just trying to help bro, see bro grow the same way we're growing. He said all we do is play Warzone, we're not good streamers. What? Because we only play and stream Warzone. Now we're not good streamers. We don't deserve what we're getting. You have 8,000 followers. You're bigger than us and we can't tell you shit. Right? So this is the day that I kind of stopped talking to bro. Right? Because, like, there was never negativity from our side. Me and Patrolling to the Welcome. It was all love, bro. It was all love. We go in there. He streams long periods of time, 12 hours. We're in there for most of the time. I had the most view time in his channel. We're gifting in his chat. We're showing love. We're playing the game with him. We're doing this. We're doing that. And this is the treatment that we get. Obviously, the way it came off was jealousy, bro. It came off as jealousy. He didn't want to see. He wanted to see his man succeed, but not do better than him, bro. But not do better than him, right? So that was that. Keep this in mind, chat. I know this is a lot of backstory, but I'm trying to explain it as best I can because there's a lot to it, bro. There's a lot to it. All right, now for the next streamer icy mentality, bro. Now keep in mind, this all ties in because we were all friends, all three of us, right? But now I'm not really friends with Welcome like that. Welcome's still coming into my chat and shit, and I'm not showing up to his chat for obvious reasons, bro. Like I know you guys, you have your friends, you guys have disagreements, right? All friends have disagreements. All friends argue, right? I'm not saying they don't do that, but the way he's coming at me, bro, the way he came at me, and I didn't even get an apology. It was just like, nah, bro, I'm cool being your friend, bro. Like, obviously, I argue with my friends all the time, especially me and Patron. We argue on a daily basis for the love of the game, nigga. I don't get mad, but it's the shit he was saying to us, bro. You don't say this shit to your friends, bro. Like, I didn't say some of the names he was calling us, but he was calling us, female dogs and shit over this. Like, he was calling us some disrespectful ass shit. Losers. No, he was calling us the F word pertaining to a specific community. Like, all types of shit, bro. Like, over nothing. Now, this is what happened, bro. My girl at the time used to watch me on Twitch. Obviously, as y'all heard before, earlier, we shared communities. My girl at the time asked me, I'm looking for streamers to watch. Like, do you recommend any? Because we had kind of the same interest in whoop de whoop. I said, yeah, go support my boy. You know what I'm saying? It's my boy. I've known him for like 3 to 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Go support him. Go watch him. You know, go sub up in there if you want. Like, just go show love to him. You know what I'm saying? Not welcome, right? All right, cool. So this is where everything starts. My girl at the time, because we're not together anymore, but my girl at the time came to me and like she's like, yo, when you're not here, like ICB making slick ass comments to me and it's like making uncomfortable. And you can ask another member in the chat that we're not gonna name, but we're gonna call them A. Okay. Now A and my girl from Icy's chat started getting close and they started talking. Now pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. I'm fucking up the story. There's loops in this shit because it's all off the top of my dome. Like I don't have a script or nothing. I'm just doing it off the recollection of my memory months ago because they want to bring this to today, bro. So just listen. So A and my girl at the time end up getting close and they start talking. Okay, boom. So they become really good friends, right? Now A has been in Icy's chat and Welcome's chat for a long fucking time. I'm talking about since they were iOS 16 and now they're iOS 18 or 19 at this very moment. But pay attention. So my girl's in Icy's chat, and as I said, she said to me that he's making very uncomfortable comments. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is supposed to be my man's. What you mean he's making uncomfortable comments? So she's sending me videos of some of the shit that he's saying, and yeah, it's weird as shit. Like, there's boundaries, my nigga. There's some shit you shouldn't be saying. Like, I'm talking about, like for example, my girl at the time would say, all right, I'm gonna hit the gym, bye. He would be like, what, so you can work out on your ass or something? Like, bro, my nigga, what? I'm not talking to my homie's girl like that, nigga. Like, there's levels to shit, right? So while all this is going on, Icy is coming to me telling me like, oh, your girl's in my chat, she's feeling me, like shit like that, right? What do, bro? I ignore it, right? Welcome in the corner, dick riding it, dick riding it, dick riding it. I ignore it. Icy keep talking to me for months on end, just saying shit. And at this point in time, like, I'm not really cool with none of them at this point, but like, I'm not really saying too much. I'm not really saying too much, bro. I'm really actually pretty calm. But then months after months after paragraphs after paragraphs after paragraphs, I said, fuck it. We about to start beefing now. Because niggas are DMing me, and I'm not responding. And they keep going, trying to play like I wasn't going for how they was trying to play me, bro. Like my girl was in the wrong. Nigga was trying to like started something like by saying like my girl, like your girl is like trying to get at me when the whole time it's the other way around. That I couldn't piece the words of what I was trying to say together, but that's what was going on. He was trying to place it like my girl doing something she not supposed to be, bro. She not supposed to do. Whole time this nigga didn't even know that my girl didn't even fuck with him like that for real. So after a point in time, she didn't even really want to be in his chat. But the reason why she would go to his chat is because she knew I would be there. So when we were arguing and shit, she would go there to piss me off. Keep that in mind now. Stay with me. So yes, after a while, I did respond, and it was not a nice response, bro. Hey, before I get into this, let me go dive back a little bit to this, right? I remember I was streaming after not really just like kind of distancing myself from Welcome. He came in the chat and tried to play the victim. He was saying, yo, why don't you support me anymore? Why doesn't Patrolling support me anymore? Like, you guys are fake. Like, I never did anything and shit like that. That's what really, like, made me cut ties with bro, like, in general. Like, if there was any recollection of a friendship after that, it was over with, bro. He was calling us bitches for not supporting him and all this type of shit when after he pulled the shit that he pulled with the I got 8,000 followers and y'all will never be as big as me. Don't tell me what to do shit. Alright? So moving on. Arguments started happening, gang. Involving me, my girl, Icy, Welcome, and A. Why was a viewer indicted into all of the arguments that were going on? Well, because you see, A wasn't going for the bullshit. Icy would try to disrespect my girl and A would defend my girl. And then Icy would get mad and they would start arguing. So over time, slowly, A, Icy, and Welcome, because Welcome would also jump in to defend Icy. So it was a whole bunch of dick riding going on, started to argue. And mind you, A has been a viewer of these niggas for years while barely knowing my girl at the time. And she's defending my girl. And they started kind of getting into like some fender bender. And I was kind of just on the side saying, fuck everybody. So with this came shocking news to me. A, not that it matters, but A identifies as a, I think they, them. Now, as I said, not that it matters, but pay attention. Because this is kind of how I know what was being told to me was 100% honest and truthful. I don't even have to doubt for a second. Remember how I said Welcome was calling me a certain community word that we shouldn't really be using? Welcome was on the low talking to A. And I know you guys are saying, why are you exposing his business? Whether he likes men, whether he likes women is none of your business. Oh, it is not at all. But in this case, it fucking is. You know why? Remember when I said A was watching them from iOS 16 or 15? Welcome and Icy Mentality both were flirting with A. How did you get that information, Zomani? You're lying. A told me themselves. A told me themselves. A came out and said it to me. Now, it kind of solidified it when A exposed the fact that Welcome was dropping meat pictures in A's DMs. And also said, Welcome and Icy have been flirting with me since I was iOS 16. So after not fucking with these guys for a long time, right, there's a lot to the story. For example, like, there was arguments and arguments and arguments and arguments and a lot of shit talking and a lot of shit flying, but it's crazy. This is another reason I knew A wasn't lying to me, right? Because it was weeks of me going into their Twitch chats and shit talking and in the group chat shit talking going on. But when I found out this information and I went to Welcome's chat and I said, So you were flirting with an iOS 16, sending them meat videos. I was banned over that comment. Not over nothing else I said. We were talking about fighting. We were talking about this. We were talking the most shit. When I said you was flirting with an iOS 16-year-old, I got banned. I got banned. They were in my chat. I was in their chat for the longest time, saying crazy shit. Like, oh, when I see you, I'm a whoop. Like, don't let me catch you. Like this shit. Welcome talking about he trying to up Blick when he is not like that, by the way. He's not like that, by the way. And then Icy. I went into Icy's chat. I said the same thing. So you was flirting with the iOS 16/15. I was banned. That's weird. That's funny. Y'all had a lot to say, but when I bring up y'all history of flirting with iOS 16s, all of a sudden everybody's silent. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. 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 I know there's a lot I'm about to leave out of this too. Like that's crazy. There's a lot I'm about to leave out of this, bro. There's a lot I probably left out, bro. I didn't even mention the fact that I felt like this video had a long time coming. They like after we started beefing, this meat rider icy mentality dropped playlists, YouTube playlists just based on me, and I wasn't even responding. I wasn't even responding. Now he took down all of the videos to date. However, his dumbass linked them to the group chat. So no, the videos are still not there. You can see just the thumbnails and shit and all the shit he's saying about the videos he's dropping while he's getting no attention out of me. He's getting no attention out of me. And it's kind of funny because like they were talking a lot of shit about how I'll never be as big as them and shit. And now I'm bigger than both of them combined. So like I don't like flexing. I don't like flexing or like, talking down on another person. I love when people are grinding doing their thing. But I talk shit to them. And I flexed on them. I had to get back, bro. I had to get back cuz you guys are not about to dick rob me like this, bro. You're not, bro. And I'm not letting this shit slide, bro. Oh, and one more thing I almost forgot before we go. To Icy and Welcome. I don't think y'all are bad guys or anything.